Party goers are out in full force tonight. This is how we are used to seeing Fremont Street. EarthCam giving us a live look at St. Patrick's Day celebrations underneath the canopy. Last year, the experience was closed off to the public. And 13 Action News was on the air as the strip started shutting down.
Yeah, 13 Investigates reporter Joe Bartels now has a look back at the second the world really changed and also what lies ahead now for Las Vegas.
Nevada is getting back to business. Most places can operate at 50% capacity. That includes casinos, as long as the businesses can ensure proper social distancing. But quite a difference, the gradual return to normalcy after 1 year of the shutdown.
It was the day the strip stood still. Iconic places known the world over, closed, barricaded, emptied. Visitors vanished like a Las Vegas magic trick. The lucrative convention business also disappeared in the blink of an eye. With all that went the jobs so many depend on.
The unthinkable happened on that day from an economic perspective.
In the months that followed, bikes replaced the busy traffic on the strip, and out-of-work people struggled.
This is something I've never experienced before, and I feel like a lot of Americans are the same way. This is something we've never gone through.
Right now, the struggle continues. Some are still fighting for unemployment benefits. The massive backlog persists.
When we look at initial unemployment insurance, they were doubled, tripled, quadrupled more than anything that we had ever seen, and it happened overnight.
Hope that normalcy is returning. Now businesses can operate at 50% capacity. Large events can be held if given approval. The mega convention, World of Concrete, just given the green light to return in June.
Not only is this a big day for Las Vegas to be welcoming its first major citywide show back, but it's also the first major show in the country.
10 more conventions are now part of the conversation for later this year, a sign that Las Vegas is getting back to business for the future.
But that opens the doors to let all the conventions know that business is once again open in Las Vegas.
But experts predict it will likely take up to a year and a half for Las Vegas to fully recover, and even then, some jobs are gone for good, a lasting symptom of the pandemic that changed everything.
By what measure would we know that Las Vegas is quote-unquote back? What would you be looking for?
Look, I mean, it's going to be difficult because it's going to be back for some people and not back for others, right? Most fundamentally, we want to see the jobs come back. We want to see that unemployment rate below 6%.
Still, there's hope on the horizon. This summer, Fremont Street experience expecting it to be unprecedented. Pent-up demand, cash in Americans' pockets, and loosening restrictions with vaccinations ramping up are all bright signs for Las Vegas.
Entertainment and shows are making a comeback. Too many to mention, but really up and down the strip, many have either returned or have announced dates that they will be returning. And of course, 1 year later, things getting back to normal. Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.
Yeah, there is hope. In the meantime, though, Mayor Carolyn Goodman is criticizing those public health restrictions.
That's right. At today's city council meeting, the mayor said that Governor Sisolak's orders and capacity limits, quote, smack of tyranny.
I am now calling for a return to personal responsibility and personal liberty. Nevadans and Americans are smart enough to understand what's at stake and make appropriate choices for themselves and their families.
Mayor Goodman says continued shutdowns are hurting people and businesses. She says some places have yet to reopen.
The mayor did acknowledge, though, that social distancing and also masks should be followed, but called those shutdowns, quote, draconian. Well, our Lights Out coverage continues all week long. We're going to be looking at what we have experienced all over the past year while also looking at the present and future. You can visit ktnv.com/lightsout for continuing coverage as well.